What's going on, everybody? It's Tone back with another video again. Today I will be talking about contracts and the contracts that you need when you're doing real estate investing. Everything that you want to do, you want to get it under contract. If you're wholesaling, obviously you're going to need the contracts, but even if you're JVing, which is joint venturing, which is just partnering with somebody else, whether it's another wholesaler that's a little bit more experienced or somebody that's bringing something to a table, whether it's a buyer, whatever it is, seller, you still want to use those contracts. You don't want to take people's word for it, because in this game of business, people do you wrong for some money, and you don't want to go through that hassle and that stress. But yeah, so with wholesaling, for wholesaling, you're gonna need 2 different contracts in total. You're gonna need an assignment agreement, a purchase agreement. Yeah, you're gonna need a purchase agreement for the seller, and then you're gonna want an assignable contract for the buyer. And basically, with the assignable contract, first you're gonna be able to assign those rights, assign that contract that you have with the homeowner over to the cash buyer, and that way they can move on with their transaction and they cover the whole thing. But ways that you can get these contracts is basically, honestly, you can find anything online. If you literally type on Google, look for an assignable contract and a purchase agreement, you will find them. But also, like, if you go on YouTube, go to Flipman. He has a lot of videos, and then you just type in Flipman contract. He has downloadable contracts, which you can just text. It'll send you a link, and then click the link, and then you'll be able to download it, email it to yourself, and all that. They're very easy to attain. But you also, I'm not an attorney, I'm not advising you in any kind of way as far as legally. You're gonna want to check the laws that you have in your state. Just double check them with a lawyer if you need to, and then go from there. The contracts that I've used have had no problem, but you also want to get used to, like, you want to read them, and you also want to get used to the lingo, the words that it has in there. Because when you're showing it to, like, especially like a purchase agreement, when you're showing it to a seller, you want to be able to explain it to them easily in the most simplest ways without making it complicated. Because 9 times out of 10, or a good majority of the times, they're not going to know the terminology that's on the papers and stuff in the purchase agreement. So you want to be able to translate that with no problem, and get familiar with what goes on what line and what's needed. But as far as like the other contracts on in real estate, whether it's double closing, subject to, wraparounds, all of those, you're gonna want to like just find them on Google, look them up, just find them anywhere. Like I said, you can find anything on the internet. But at the end of the day, if you don't, if you can't find anything, or if you're stuck, you want to go to a real estate attorney, who is obviously a professional in that field, and that way you will know for 100% that you're good and you're secure on your contracts. I have assignable and purchase agreements, and if you need them from me, just send me a DM or email me, whatever it is, and just get a hold of me, and I'll gladly send them over. That's something that I had struggled with when I was first beginning, just finding one that I thought was like really reliable. But the Flipmans, like I said, his are reliable. But you're gonna want these contracts, like I said, just to at the end of the day, once you get, like, if you're doing a wholesale deal, once you get that purchase agreement and that signable contract, you're gonna want to send those to the title company once you have those signed and filled out and everything, and then they'll take care of the rest. When it comes to contracts, though, if like, for example, I move around a lot. If I can't get it to a certain city where I'm wholesaling, I use DocuSign, and DocuSign just allows me to get these contracts and purchase agreements signed without me physically having to meet them up. I just send it to their email. And if you go on YouTube and you look up how to use DocuSign, once you learn how to use it, it's very simple. It's very simple to learn too, and it just very, very time efficient. Doesn't cost too much. Actually, it'll save you a lot of money if you need to travel, and that way you don't have to travel, and you just send it online. But yeah, you want to get everything under contracts and get that job done, get this money, man. You know what it is, put some time into it. You can make 5, 10, anything in assignment fees, and we in 2020 now, definitely gonna go run it up. So yeah, y'all stay tuned, keep going at it, and let me know if y'all got any questions. Like, subscribe, show some love. Let's get it.